Hello, this is Shannon of Ebonygeek45, and I think what we'll do is we're gonna go ahead and hop right into the code because we want to try to get through this once and for all. It's actually going longer than I thought it would. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to turn. This was from the last tutorial where I was showing about the doubles, and you want to make this back in, you want to make this change back into an int. Okay. And another point that I wanted to make is your placement is everything. If you did something like say we just added this code like towards the end of the tutorial, and if you do something like put this code here, and let's show you an example, a quick example. Now say I put this code right here, that block of code, and I went to run it. See, I'm going to save it and run it. And then I went to put my numbers in, and remember it was 22 and 3. See all of that? That's errors, okay? And reason being is, let me pull this over here. Now, the reason being is so that you can see it a little better. Okay. Now, the reason being is that at first the code was here, remember? Now the code is down here. And your compiler reads your code from the top to the bottom. So if you're saying, well, I'm declaring this code right here, and then you want, okay, let me put it like this. Okay, you're declaring your code right here. Then your next set of integers are saying what the code is, I1 plus I2, and then I1 minus I2, and you get the idea. But then you have your code here, and what you got to remember is I1 is being initialized here. And so if I1 is up here and it's being initialized down here, then it can't do anything up here. And the same thing with I2. So if the compiler is running it and we see I1 is here and I2 is here, but they're only declared, then when your code runs and stores your values in your variables, they really have nothing to put in the variables because you're not initializing your variables until you get down here. And that's how you're getting these errors. And so, like I said, placement is everything. And so our code goes up here. That's the proper placement for them. Okay. Now, that's a point that I wanted to make. And let's close our box. And so, what's another point? Now we got our code here. Okay, so what we wanted to do was we wanted to do our block of code like this down here. Okay, now so we want to get rid of our values because remember we're declaring it at the top, and we want to make a prompt for this one. And so our proper placement for this, remember, is we're declaring it here, but we want the prompts to be able to store the variable information before it comes down here. And you'll see what I'm talking about. So first we got to do our prompt saying, asking our question. Okay, so and what we're gonna put is enter your number to divide for decimal results. Okay, I think that explains it pretty good. And then we're gonna end the line, and okay, and then we gotta do our make our prompt. Remember, cn, bringing it in from the user. And wait a minute, that's a mistake right there. This is going out, so we got to make sure it points out. Okay, cn, and all we're doing is putting in our variable, our first variable. And then let me bring this up. Okay, then we're doing our cout again. And let's put first up here. Okay, and then we're putting enter okay, and then we're gonna end the line here. Now, do I want to now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a line here. Okay, remember that's adding a line, so we'll have a double space. And like I said, what it's gonna do is declaring the variables here, and it's initializing it to here, or assigning it. And then we want to do our, and there really wasn't no reason to do that right there. We want to do our last input from the keyboard, and it's going to be D2. Okay, and I guess we'll leave it like that. And so now our variables is initialized, and so now it's okay to put it in our values so that so that the information could be stored in the divide. And so let's go ahead and test it out, and hopefully I ain't got no errors. And quickly we're gonna do the 22 and the 23, and then it's prompting us again, 22 and 3, and there you go. And so let's go ahead and let's, well, we didn't have to save it. Let's run it again, and we're gonna put some different numbers in there. And let's put let's go 25 and 17. Let's see what happened there. Okay, and it's saying that it's 42 for the addition, and it's 8 for the subtraction. It's 425 for the multiplication. It's 1 for the division, and it has 8 remainders. And so let's try it down below. Let's see how that looks. 1.47059. Okay, and so that makes a pretty useful piece of coding. And so we're gonna go ahead, and I got 5 minutes. So why don't we start on trying to get that incrementing in? And okay, and actually, since I'm going to be adding decrementing to incrementing, and I only have 4 minutes tops right now, what I'm going to do is we're going to save that for the next tutorial. And I guarantee you by the end of the next tutorial, we'll be done with incrementing and decrementing, and finally can answer that question that we probably forgot what it even said. And with that, I'm going to say good luck and happy coding.